Welcome back to the Great Culture Wars here in EU4, and due to the defeats the Leonese have suffered in the last episode, they had to give up their ¡1 spot as the greatest great power. So now we have the Normans on the first place, which is very, very interesting. And it's not just because they are on I guess par or up to date on tech, I don't know, but it's not just because they're only 100% tech cost, but it's also because they have the highest development out of everyone. So even if the Syrians had the printing press embraced, they would not be able to surpass the Normans here. So that's very interesting. I'm really still kind of surprised that the Normans are doing so well. I mean, of course, yeah, they have their heartlands, and then they had this one huge, war that they fought against the Dutch, against the Dutch and Danish, where they just took up a huge chunk of land. Still, I'm very surprised that they have so much development, that it's worth so much, the lands that they took. And of course, Northern Canada is contributing a huge amount of development to their nation and culture as well. So now that we see several people colonized, we actually have finally the Irish here as well. So we've got the Tuscans and Irish now arriving here in the New World as well. This is going to be really fun because I hope that we'll see tons of colonial nations fighting even each other. That would be really amazing. And then, then we see kind of how the New World affects the Old World in terms of cultures. I mean, obviously, everything that you actually colonize will have your culture. So the Normans are definitely doing a really great job of making their presence known. Because especially these big colonies, these big provinces in the northern part of the world, they make your name look better, right? I mean, you can have all kinds of provinces like the Aragonese have down here. It doesn't look as impressive, even though it might be the same amount of development, just because your name is smaller. So going for those huge, provinces up there is just kind of something that looks aesthetic, I think. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen here in the New World. We see that the Normans really bring a lot of colonists at once. I think they had 4 last time I checked, and they'll probably just send another one. So 4 colonists send out, and that's very impressive. I like that. So definitely going to colonize this very quickly. The only problem they have is that these are Arctic right here. These provinces are Arctic, so it just slows down their development overall. But they do have the Treaty of Tordesillas, so that's giving them at least 10 extra settlers. You should have the Treaty of Tordesillas for here now. Yes, you do, for Mexico. And then who's going to get it? What are the regions anyway? I'm not entirely sure, but I think this is like the east. Then we've got Louisiana, and then we've got Mexico down here somewhere. So yeah, the Occitans, they've got Mexico under their control. The Leonese have the West Indies. Who's this? The Bretons are colonizing here as well. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Alright, so Aragonese and the Moroccans have apparently just fought a war. Actually, they're still in a war. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. So Tunis and the Moroccans are now fighting. Now they're fighting the Galicians. This is insane. So the Leonese were fighting together with the Moroccans to take down the Andalusians, and they only wanted this one province, which for some reason the Moroccans decided to give to the Galicians. And now they're at war with the Galicians after they protected them from the Leonese. This makes absolutely no sense to me anyways. This is just, it's absolute bonkers. It's absolute bonkers. But anyway, well, honestly, at this point, I just hope that the Leonese are going to get their provinces back, because I really want them to have that. They have cores everywhere, which is looking really nice. I mean, they actually lost a core here, which is a little bit sad, but they have cores here on all of these provinces, so they're gonna try and get that back as soon as possible. And with the Galicians not having the Moroccans on their side anymore, and the Aragonese being in the war, we could see a new war here very soon. 10 years, they give it 10 years to build up. Well, it's actually a long time. You know, during that, anything can change, right? So the Leonese could, lose another big war. I mean, they have lost their longtime ally of the Occitans, and then once again allied to the Moroccans. It doesn't make sense to me. They absolutely wrecked your shit, and now you allied them again. Ugh, that's disgusting. But anyway, there's a huge war going on between the Hungarians and Austrians and Silesians against Transylvanians and the Venetians. Alright, yep. I mean, I suppose it makes sense that the Hungarians and Austrians want to grow stronger, but I guess here's my reasoning for this. They declared this war because they saw that the Venetians and Transylvanians are not strong enough to stop the Turkish invaders, and therefore they want to at least grab a few provinces themselves, so they are, you know, more prepared to face the Turkish. I mean, it would actually be quite important to take this province, the capital of the Transylvanians, because this is a mountain fortress, and it's a very well-developed mountain fortress. So you definitely want to take that under your control, so you can stop anyone who might come at you. Now, the Hungarians have a little bit of a problem because their nation looks nice, but most of this is actually cut off. They're cut off right in the center of their country, so they only have this one province where they can cross. And if that is somehow being blocked, they really have a hard time arranging their troops. So I'm not entirely sure if that's gonna be too good for them. But yeah, the Venetians have been completely occupied. Wow. They're just gonna be split in two. I think, you know what also might happen? We see the Greeks get some provinces back. We perhaps even see the Serbs get some of their provinces back. I mean, they are, after all, allied with the Greeks. I don't know. Maybe not. The Serbs have lands everywhere. In the Venetians, Transylvanians, everywhere they have cores. So yeah. But this was the last stand of the Venetians. I think they're pretty much done now, and they should just give up and die. Now, what came off this big war in the north? The Finnish did not take any more provinces, it doesn't seem like. This was basically a stalemate. Yes, the Saxons didn't lose anything. No one lost anything for the most part, so that's okay. But we do have another war. Pomeranians are now at war together with the Prussians, Finnish, and Norwegians against the Normans, Burgundians, and Wallonians. Oh, so this is a war that was declared on the Flemish. I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah, so they're at war with, wow, quite a bunch of people, and their allies are so far away. I doubt that they're going to really be able to help them out much. But I think we'll have a little bit of an overview over these wars. So it's the second Moroccan Jihad. So Morocco and Tunis against the Aragonese and Galicians, Portuguese. They're winning. They're winning now. Okay. We've got the Franconians and Saxons fighting Burgundy, Wallonia, the Catalans, and the Piedmontese. We've got the huge Hungarian conquest. Okay, with the Lombards and Umbrians in this as well. But they have no Italian nation of their own. And then we've got the Wallonians. Alright, so the Wallonians declared this war. I see. And the Burgundians are in several wars. Ooh, so it doesn't look too hot for the Burgundians, actually, because the Saxons and Franconians together have decided to declare the war. But this is 2 nations against 3. I mean, yes, they are in another war as well with the Flemish. I'm not sure if that was too smart. I'm not sure if the Franconians and Saxons can actually win this. It's really hard to tell, but it looks like, yeah, they're actually losing quite a few battles here against the Wallonians. Huh. There is the Italian-Lombard alliance beating back the Austro-Hungarians, I guess that's how I call them, as long as they're allied anyway. So the Lombards are not occupied, neither are the Umbrians, but the Venetians and Transylvanians completely at the mercy of the Hungarians. I mean, look at that. It's just fully occupied. They will sue for peace soon. In fact, who's the war leader? It's actually the Venetians. So you can set for peace the Transylvanians as soon as you want to, and you've just done that. You did take 3 provinces, which is not too much, but it's, you know, it's a decent amount of provinces there that you could take. Awesome. And then, yeah, it's just going to be a matter of time until the Venetians will be peaced out. You get 70% war score. You're pretty much able to get whatever you want. And we'll see probably Slavonia and this province go into the Hungarians, and perhaps something's going to be given to the Austrians as well. Cool. And what's with Croatia? Are you an ally? You're an ally of Hungary, but you only have got 1 province, so I don't know. I don't know about that. Now, do you still have your personal union with the Sami? What is your liberty desire? It's only 34%. Now, are you annexing them? You're not, but you could easily do that very soon. Now, the Danish are probably annexing the Dutch? No. But they are still keeping they are keeping control over their personal unions. They're just not really making any progress in integrating them. So that's kind of interesting to see. Anyway, I didn't actually mean to click that. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, are we seeing a peace here soon? Nope, they're content to just wait. Wait and see what happens here. These poor guys. Okay, I think, yeah, they actually want to subdue the Lombards before they make an official peace here, which makes sense. I mean, they're at, what, 75% now? So with this, they would easily be at 100. But yeah, the Saxons and Franconians, they took on a bit more than they could chew. Even in their own lands have been completely overrun. So, I don't know. I think they might not even lose any provinces. It's possible. But for the most part, that was kind of a shitty war to declare on their part. Especially if the Swiss ever decide to declare war, that could be really bad for the Franconians here, because they are completely involved in this. So they're actually losing a lot of men here. Who's this? Oh, those are the Piedmontese. Oh, look at this, 80. Oh my god, 130 men coming in. Oh, actually, look at this. The Saxons and Franconians are winning this. Well, at least they're doing a good job. They've now got the Austrians on their side. I wonder what this is all about. Is this... Did you call them into your war? I think you might have. Yes. So the Franconians... Okay, so the Franconians declared this war in the beginning, just calling in the Saxons, but now that the Austrians finished their war with the Venetians, and they didn't even get shit. Did they get anything? Oh, wow. The Austrians didn't get anything out of this war, it seems like. It was just the Croatians who got 4 of their cores back. And of course, Hungary took 2. So Hungary massively screwed over the Austrians in this. They didn't give them anything. I wouldn't be surprised if the Austrians would break their lines. But now they also come to aid their fellow allies, the Franconians here. They're actually getting absolutely smashed right now. But still, I think with the help... actually, you know what? They're holding out long enough, and with reinforcements trickling in, I'm actually not sure if they won that war, but at least it was close. They might have actually won that battle. Yeah, so now with the Austrians in this war, we see a shift. The Wallonians managed to peace out the Flemish. I don't think they took anything. Yeah, it doesn't look like that. So it was basically they had to peace out because this was not going too well for them. They had the Normans on their side in that war, and now it's a 3 against 3. And actually, I'm kind of surprised to see who wins this, or who is currently winning. The defender controls the castle, or the province, but other than that, it's pretty even. We actually have the Catalans in this, who have 2 provinces left in Europe. So, okay, it's actually a 4 against 3, but, you know, the Catalans don't really count all that much. Okay, so now slowly, it looks like the Franconians, with the help of Austrians, are able to push in. So they might make some progress here? Yeah. Now the Saxons, they're not going to get anything out of this, but at least they will cement their power here together with the Franconians. Good for them. Who are you allied to? The Swedish. Right. Well, the Swedish didn't have to give up anything either. Nope. That was really a stalemate right there. Okay, cool. Now, with another... I think, yeah, I want to check out the Moroccan Aragonese Jihad that's still currently rampaging here. You're winning by a large margin. Not really a big surprise, and you've also captured a lot of the colonies there. And now it's just basically you fighting rebels. Then you can completely occupy them, and yeah, you are going to be the strongest, I guess, African power. Although the Tunisians are, you know, they're up there as well. I really want to know who comes out on top in Africa, because it's really a race between Morocco, Tunisia, and I guess Aragon. Aragon is also quite powerful, but other than that, yeah, we can disregard. Well, maybe the Portuguese are somewhat good, but then again, they lost the war to the Ashanti, so I wouldn't give them that. None of these nations, I think, is gonna win in the end. I don't think they have a chance really, but at least they can win their region. They can win the African continent. That'd be cool. But yeah, what else have we got going on? We have the Danish conquest, together with their personal union, the Dutch, against the Pomeranians and English Brazil. Well, English and English Brazil. And we've got the Albanian reconquest together with the Romanians versus the Venetians, Lombards, and Umbrians. Well, it's definitely the right time to declare that war. But, well, it's looking good. It's actually looking good for them, yeah, because they have been completely occupied. They shouldn't really have much of an army left. In fact, the Transylvanians they didn't even join that. So it's just the Albanians fighting the Venetians. They want to get their 2 cores back. They will definitely do that. They'll probably also take Corfu, which will give them a nice foothold here. And then whatever else they'll take. I mean, yeah, that's cool. I mean, they should really quickly take this mountain fortress. That would be smart. They have 2 mountain fortresses that they have not yet taken. Ooh, who's this, by the way? Oh, the Romanians. Okay, good. So you gotta siege these mountain fortresses quick, and then you're basically set, because no one can take that away from you. Even whatever the Umbrians and Lombards mean to do, it's not going to be important. You're going to be the ones who have the war leader under control, and that's all that matters. That's literally all that matters. Okay, the Tunisians, they took that province. Maybe that's not even news. No, I think that we already checked out in the last episode. Okay, so we see a piece here. The Franconians, I think they managed to take 1 province out of this huge war. Not really worth it in my opinion, but, you know, whatever. I think it would be much easier to just declare war on these guys. They have a 15 development province too, and they're all alone. Why not just take them? I don't know. But that's just the AI logic right there. Anyway, anything else that's particularly important? No, we just have the Danish fighting the English. Now I would like to see that actually. It's basically them, yeah, just pounding on the Pomeranians. The English are not really going to do much. They will maybe send their fleet, although the Danish have a pretty strong fleet of their own. So I think the Danish are just basically free to take whatever they want from the Pomeranians. The English will stay on their island and do basically nothing. Yeah, I think that's very much what we're going to see. We have no personal union in France or between the Scots and English. That would be really cool to see. But, you know, not really a surprise there. Okay, Norman Canada looking good. We do have New Galicia. We have New Galician. Well, that's not really a great name, is it? Now, do you have the Treaty of Tordesillas? I think you might. You do. Okay, so that's obviously going to help them out quite a bit. And it will slow down the Leonese, the Catalans, and everyone else in this very region. And actually, you know what I wonder? Is this still part of Mexico? Now I think I gotta have to find the colonial regions. Yeah. Okay, this is actually still Mexico. Okay, I'm kind of surprised by that. So, colonial Eastern America is claimed by the Occitans. We've got Canada claimed by the Normans, obviously. Mexico by the Occitans as well. And actually, this is claimed by the Galicians, not Occitans. Anyway, so that will significantly hamper the growth of the Catalans here. They should... Yeah, this should go by negative... Actually, it doesn't. Oh, the Catalans are reformed. Well, good for you, buddy. Good for you, buddy. So that shouldn't really bother you. And the Dutch, well, they're in a personal union. So I guess it doesn't matter what they do, right? They don't even have any more colonies here. So it doesn't matter. And then the Sardinians, you are Catholic. So you should be very careful about what you colonize. Yep, negative 20. So this looks like the Galicians, since they have the Treaty of Tordesillas, they will really profit from this. And then whoever is the first to get Louisiana, that's also a huge colonial region to have under your control. I mean, it starts very narrow, but then it grows really big once you get to the further inland provinces, I guess. But yeah, who else is colonizing in Mexico? The Leonese, they really shouldn't be doing that. They are really destroying their relations. And oh, look at that! The Tuscans are now in a personal union. So wait. This is Occitan, Mexico. That's why we don't see that. Okay, cool. So we see more and more personal unions. I like that. Now, this is not really a powerful personal union, but it's better than nothing. You have these provinces and this under your rule. That's fine. The Romanians apparently managed to take, wow, not only a few provinces from the Lombards, Brescia and Novara. Brescia, they actually had to give back to the Lombards in a previous war, so it's nice that that they took it back now. The Lombards are once again reduced to the one province, the one single province they have. And they also took the Umbrian capital. Those guys are badass. So yeah, Romanians looking very nice. I hope they can keep that together, and I hope that they will not fall apart like the Leonese did, because that is very pitiful indeed. So then now they've got new allies. The Bretons not very useful. The Irish not really useful as well. Moroccans somewhat useful, but they're also traitorous. So I wouldn't really say that they're great. You are being, yeah, still protected by Moroccans. Moroccans are cock-blocking the Leonese here. And I think that's very terrible. But anyway, that's just the way it is. The Albanians won their war against the Venetians. They took back their cores. They did take Corfu. So that's nice. They have a very cool foothold here, but their capital region is still here. And they're now in another war against the Crimeans. Oh wow! Wow. Okay, so this is the Turkish-Syrian Crimean alliance going after the Albanian Bulgarians. Yep. And they also have the Romans on this, so this must be a Turkish jihad. Yep, the second Turkish jihad against the Bulgarians, and this time the strongest Italian nation is part of this. Obviously, there is no way that the Bulgarians and Albanians are going to win this. It's just a matter of are they going to be alive afterwards? And I think since they have such extensive lands, they will still be around, but obviously even weaker than before. Now the Greeks didn't join this one. They're still allied to the Turks, but they have not been called in, which I'm not entirely sure why. Either they have problems at home, but you know, maybe the Turks didn't want to call them in because they have cores here. I have no clue, but it doesn't really matter to me either. Yeah, that's the world. I think we should probably put a cut in here. This is the only war we have got going on right now. We already know what's going to happen. We know at least who wins this war. We just don't know what exactly they're going to take. I would like to leave off with a last look at the institutions. So pretty much everyone has the printing press now. Even the Syrians have it, so that's good for them. And I would also like to end with a look at the great powers. The Leonese have just managed to surpass the Normans again at the end of this episode, so that's good for them. And the Syrians still suffer from not embracing the printing press, but soon they will at least get the third spot here in the Great Power list. So that's awesome. Anyways, that was it from me for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.